r/ask Reddit. What's acceptable to have to explain to a child, but unacceptable to have to explain to an adult? Not everything on TV is real. Some people on the internet lie to you. You really think someone would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies? How it isn't okay to throw a tantrum when you don't get what you want. My favorite reaction to this situation. What were you hoping to achieve with that display? They'll just make something up in an attempt to justify what they did. Teaching the concept of personal space. Too many adults do not understand it. A man was standing so close to me in the supermarket queue that I had to ask him repeatedly to take a step back. Every time the queue moved forward he would be jammed up against me again. In his incoherent response he seemed very concerned that I wasn't jammed up against the next guy in the queue too. As if that was just an open invitation for random people to jump into the gaps ahead of us. Few years back I went to a haunted house with my friend and this lady kept standing stomach to butt behind us in line. We took turns being by her until my friend eventually just snapped at her, but I don't think she understood a word my friend said because she was doing it again 5 minutes later, lol. I went to a haunted house once and ended up holding hands with a stranger. It was dark and I thought it was my friend. She told me not to worry about it. She's a mom. Still feel a little weird about it. After living with a 32-year who behaves like a 12-year for a year. Don't shoot that slingshot in the house. Don't take other people's things without permission. Don't go through other people's things without permission. Don't trespass on private property. Don't eat candy for every meal. Don't follow a bear around in the woods. Don't chase the livestock. Don't torment the pets. And the list goes on. Being an adult means you know you shouldn't shoot the slingshot in the house but choose to accept the consequences of shooting the slingshot in the house. My husband used his BB gun in the house to the consequence of a wine glass, a decorative flower pot, a cookie jar, and my work entry card that I had to tell the operations MGR that I have no idea why it no longer worked. The BB gun that he can no longer find regardless of how much he looks for it. Where babies come from. No shit. I had to explain this to a 19-year-old who got his girlfriend pregnant. He seriously thought that because they were both virgins, that she couldn't get pregnant. She did. I had a dumbass friend who legitimately thought two nuts cancelled each other out. I've heard that the second one won't get her pregnant if it's so soon after the first one that you haven't made more sperm, but never that the second load just nullifies the first. Don't pee on the toilet seat. If you accidentally pee on the toilet seat, wipe it up with toilet paper so the next person doesn't sit on it. How to eat with your mouth closed. I recently, privately, asked my mom how my sister managed to grow into adulthood chewing with her mouth hanging open. She said she gave up in her teen years when nothing she did was making a difference. I had guys when I was in the army that would stuff half a hamburger in their mouths talking to me while chewing and swallowing their food without their lips coming even close to each other. Fun facts: half of them also don't know how to keep their saliva to themselves. Please and thank you. Unlimited breadsticks are not really unlimited, and that you eventually have to order something. To someone who flipped a table while shouting, I shall no longer patronize the Garden of Olives. How to do basic functions. Wiping your ass, using a knife and fork, tying laces, etc. That you shouldn't kiss, hug, touch, sniff complete strangers. But did you know if you put your ear up against a stranger's leg you can distinctly hear what the duck are you doing? Got a good laugh out of this. Way back a long time ago I was really drunk at a bar the day before Thanksgiving. I was bald at the time. Still am now, but it was then too. I saw that my brother was trying in vain to hit on a girl that clearly wasn't interested, with her friend looking on amused. I went up to the girl who he wasn't trying to hit on, softly grabbed her hair and said, I really like your hair. It's super soft and I miss mine. We ended up casually dating for a few months. I would not recommend anyone try that, though. Look both ways before you cross the street. If they hit and kill me, I don't have to pay my student loans. Why they have to repeat 3rd grade? Thanks a lot, next semester I'll be 35. The importance of keeping your hands to yourself. Agreed. And it's both whether your hands touch someone else or something that isn't yours. That and standing cluelessly in the way of other people in doorways, walkways etc. Women have a urethra and a vagina. Pee and menstrual blood don't come out of the same hole. As a female, 17, I didn't learn this until I was 15. Insane how it's not taught as often as it should be. Don't feel bad. I went to nursing school, with a woman in her 50s who had absolutely no idea that women had 2 holes down there. So I asked her if she ever thought it was weird she could pee with a tampon in. You could literally see the light bulb turn on in her head. She didn't make it through the program. To use their inside voice when they're speaking too loudly. Sometimes it's time to use no voice. When you want somebody to move, we say excuse me, not move it. My supervisor didn't take it well when I wasn't gonna take his rudeness. That the earth is, indeed, not flat. The earth isn't flat, nor is round. Come on people. Don't you get it? It's obviously earth-shaped. Any lessons you could easily find in a children's show. Prime example, Brinies. When the new MLP series and Brinies were at their height, I was in my early to mid-teens. I watched the show because my similarly aged friends all liked MLP when they were younger or had fond memories of it. I didn't grow up here in America, and I wanted to relate to my friends more. And I have always also liked cartoons. Anyway, even if they are simplistic and the messages of the show are pretty obvious, be nice to people you don't understand. Apologize to your friends when you have wronged them. Don't lie to others just to please them. It was nuts to hear 20 to 30-year-old grown-ass men talking about those lessons like they were revelations. When I was in college, I overheard a Brony seriously explain to his other Brony friend why the, obviously, shitty thing he did was just like the comically obviously shitty thing Rarity did in one of the episodes. And Brony no, too had a galaxy brain moment. I couldn't believe it. This children's show was written to give children a basic understanding of how to deal with issues as they grow up. It's meant to be a stepping stone to more complex issues. And it was being referenced by 20-somethings in college. It's like watching an adult just learn that if you add 4 quarters together, you get $1. Nah, man. You should have known that 15 years ago. I can't really hate some of these bronies, though. Maybe some of them are on the spectrum or had developmental issues growing up. Or grew up in a very macho or repressive household. I will hate on weird horny bronies, though. I guess that's another one that's unacceptable to have to explain to an adult. Please don't beat your meat to the fictional child horses. Sweets and other treats are okay in moderation, and it is important to get some sort of exercise, even if light walking. Why cruelty is wrong. We don't vote for someone just because they are male or female. We vote for them because we agree with their politics and or think they are the best for the job. In the last local body election, I copied all of the candidate statements and removed the names. Picked my favorite one based entirely on what they plan to do. Then figured out which candidate matched the statement I liked and voted for them. Consent. That showering is a societal requirement. This is something really specific. But new brother had to explain to his friends that reptiles and reptilian were referring to the same thing. They thought that reptilian was someone you would name your kid. This was one day before they graduated high school. Wishing something is true does not make it true. Why it's not okay to remove your pants to piss at a urinal. How babies are made. I had to explain this to a 25-year-old FRND. She thought they magically appear from glowing light like it's shown in Indian soaps. When you explain that it's not necessary to get a treat for pooping in the toilet or not peeing in your underwear overnight. Brush your teeth every day. Like holy shit, I found out one of my friends only brushes their teeth once a week. Furious tantrums under good look. That you shouldn't play doctor with a 5-year-old. Vaccines don't cause autism. How to be nice to people who are nice to you. Waiters, drive-through staff, basically anyone in hospitality, and how to use your manners. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.